Here on the Business Brain Podcast, we'll improve the thinking skills that are getting in your way of doing what you want to do so you can work smarter, move faster, and grow your business with ease.
Mark was a focused guy who knew how to get things done. He had a business of installing windows and he was on it. Clients got exactly what they wanted. He had all the right systems in place and there was no such thing as wasted time. But he started running into a problem. He'd unintentionally annoy people around him, bumping into them, cutting in front of them in line, taking parking spots that weren't his, and asking his team for favors when they were already busy with the job that they had. It wasn't that he tried to cause trouble, but it was happening again and again. And it was starting to affect his work relationships, his team morale, and his peace of mind. If you're experiencing something similar, I'm here to tell you, you do not have to struggle forever. In this episode 513 of the Business Brain Podcast, I'm going to share with you the exact steps of what you can do to have your own transformation. But first, thinking skills aren't just frustrating, they are expensive. I've created a calculator for you to see exactly how much is costing your business. Take it for free at lifepeaksuniversity.com/calculator. While you are doing any task, you, without even realizing it, are using your 28 thinking skills. When the thinking skills you need to use are strong, doing the task happens easily. If the thinking skills you need to use are weak, doing the task becomes a challenge. The struggle that Mark had came from a weak thinking skill of clear perception. Most people struggle with clear perception in the way that when too much information is coming in, they get overwhelmed. Mark struggling with the opposite. He wasn't taking in enough information. He would take in just the right amount of information he would need to get the task done and nothing more. And truthfully, it helped him a lot as it gave him the ability to stay hyper-focused on whatever he was focusing on. And while he knew this was a problem, he was very reluctant to improve this thinking skill as he didn't want to lose his ability to stay focused on whatever he was doing without getting distracted. So first, I needed to reassure him that like with all thinking skills, it is a tool and you get to decide when you want to have it. Right now, he has a hammer. By developing his clear perception, we're not taking away his hammer. We're just giving him a screwdriver. And now Mark gets to decide if in this situation he wants to use the hammer or the screwdriver. Most of the time, our brains are taking information, but it is ignoring what is not important. In Mark's case, he's only taking in information on the task he's working on and ignoring everything else. This created the problem of bumping into people as he literally won't see them, or asking people for favors without realizing that this is not the right time. He just wouldn't see anything that wasn't related to the task. Mark needed to develop his ability to take in more information and then sift through what was actually happening here. Mark needed to grow antennas by catching information in the background and using them if relevant. The moment Mark understood this concept, something in his brain switched. Instead of walking around only thinking about the task at hand, he walked around with his antennas out, staying focused on his task, but still being aware of his surroundings. Took 1 week, focused work, being aware of his antennas, and then suddenly it happened by itself. He no longer needed to think about it. His brain just took in the information and made it happen. Like we said earlier, if he was ever in a situation where he didn't want to be aware of his surroundings, all he needed to do was shut down his antennas, and he was able to stay hyper-focused on the current situation. If you are not noticing what's happening around you without trying, you are going to be behind. This week, your challenge is to make sure your antennas are working well. If you're not taking in enough information, then put out your antennas to see what you need to notice. If you're taking in too much information, see which information is irrelevant and not important so you can just throw it out.
That's all for this episode of the Business Brain Podcast. If you enjoyed it, send it to a friend who secretly wants stronger thinking skills too, so together you can grow your businesses with peak brain performance.